Before we dive in, I'd like to ask for your help. If you enjoy this video, please hit that like button and subscribe to the channel. Your support makes all the difference in helping us reach more basketball fans like you and ensures you never miss any of our upcoming content. Are we in this together great? Let's get started. Today, we're talking about one of the NBA's most fascinating franchises, the Golden State Warriors, and the challenges they're facing in staying competitive. And in the second half of the video, we'll spotlight an inspiring basketball prodigy, Kai Sotto, whose journey is rewriting the narrative of Filipino athletes in professional basketball. Let's jump right in. The Golden State Warriors are one of the most iconic teams in NBA history. Known for their innovative style, sharp shooting, and winning culture, they've been a dominant force over the past decade. But now, they seem to be at a crucial crossroads, searching for answers to remain competitive and relevant in a rapidly evolving league. Recent rumors suggest the Warriors are exploring aggressive moves in the trade market to bolster their roster with elite talent. Names like Jimmy Butler and Zion Williamson have been floated as potential targets. These stars bring unique skills that could transform the Warriors' dynamics, but a big question looms: how necessary is it to make such bold moves? Some argue that the Warriors' current core, led by Steve Kerr, has the potential to overcome adversity. Others, like former NBA player and ESPN analyst Kendrick Perkins, believe reinforcements are essential. In Perkins' words, Golden State needs another player capable of elevating the team when Stephen Curry isn't at his best. All title-contending teams have more than one star with a significant impact. The addition of Dennis Schroeder this season was a smart move, addressing some of the Warriors' vulnerabilities. But as Perkins pointed out, to be a champion, you need to fully fuel the tank. The Warriors started the season with promise, winning 10 of their first 12 games. Their success was driven by a consistent rotation, the brilliance of Stephen Curry, and a balanced team effort. However, when Curry missed several games due to injury, the team's weaknesses were exposed. In the next 18 games without Curry at full strength, the Warriors suffered 13 losses. This slump sent alarm bells ringing, highlighting the team's over-reliance on their superstar. It became evident that the Warriors needed another high-impact player to share the burden in critical moments. Among the names linked to the Warriors, Zion Williamson stands out. Zion is one of the NBA's most intriguing young players. His physicality, explosiveness, and ability to dominate in the paint make him a potential game-changer. However, his career has been plagued by injuries and off-court controversies. Perkins believes Zion would be a bold but worthwhile gamble for the Warriors. He stated, "Zion needs a fresh start, and Golden State is the perfect place for him. With Steve Kerr's system and the team's winning culture, he'd have all the tools to reach his maximum potential." Despite Zion's potential, his acquisition would come with risks. His recurring injuries and questions about his durability over a full season make him a high-stakes bet. Additionally, reports of strained relationships between Zion and the New Orleans Pelicans organization add another layer of complexity to his situation. To acquire Zion, the Warriors would need to present an attractive trade package, likely involving young talents like Jonathan Kuminga or Moses Moody, along with future draft picks. While this strategy might compromise the team's long-term future, it could maximize their championship window during Curry's remaining prime years. As the February trade deadline approaches, the Warriors' front office faces immense pressure. If the team's performance doesn't improve, they may be forced to make drastic decisions. Shams Charania, a well-known NBA journalist, recently reported Golden State is determined to secure a major acquisition before the trade deadline. They're targeting players of the caliber of Lauri Markkanen and Paul George. That's the level of talent they're aiming for. Historically, the Warriors have relied on developing young talent to fill roster gaps. This approach gave rise to stars like Klay Thompson and Draymond Green. However, the current crop of young players hasn't shown the same impact, prompting the team to look externally for solutions. Shifting gears, let's talk about a player whose story feels like it was pulled straight from a movie script: Kai Sotto. Standing over 7 feet tall, Kai Sotto is not just a basketball player, he's a phenomenon destined to redefine the global game. Hailing from the Philippines, Kai has become a cultural icon, inspiring millions with his journey of perseverance, dedication, and relentless hard work. From a young age, Kai showed signs of greatness. While kids his age were learning the basics, Kai was already demonstrating advanced skills. Growing up in the streets of the Philippines, he captivated anyone who watched him play. But Kai's success wasn't solely due to natural talent. He understood that greatness required effort, so he spent countless hours perfecting his craft. Whether it was dribbling, passing, or shooting, Kai aimed to be a complete player rather than just a tall one. Kai's journey hasn't been without challenges. Transitioning to international basketball meant adapting to new cultures, playing styles and competition levels. Yet he embraced every obstacle as a learning opportunity. Through stints in various leagues, Kai has shown that he can compete at the highest levels. His versatility, dominating in the paint while also in the Philippines, Kai is more than just an athlete, he's a symbol of hope. Basketball is the country's most popular sport, and Kai represents the possibility of Filipino players succeeding on the global stage. His rise challenges stereotypes and biases about Asian players in basketball. Kai is proving that talent and determination transcend geography. As Kai continues to develop, the basketball world is watching closely. The coming years will define his legacy. Can he secure a spot in the NBA? Can he thrive at the highest level? Kai's focus remains on growth. He's working on his mid-range shooting, rim protection, and overall adaptability to the modern game. His humility and willingness to learn make him a unique figure in professional basketball. The idea of Zion Williamson joining the Golden State Warriors is as bold as it is intriguing. On paper, Zion's addition to the roster has the potential to drastically alter the team's dynamics, bringing physical dominance and explosiveness that would complement Stephen Curry's finesse and Klay Thompson's perimeter precision. However, the potential fit goes far beyond just basketball mechanics. It delves into questions of risk, team chemistry, and the franchise's long-term strategy. Zion Williamson is not just another power forward. He's a player who breaks traditional molds. Standing at 6'6" with an imposing 284-pound frame, his physicality allows him to bully defenders in the paint, while his explosiveness makes him a highlight reel staple. He's shown the ability to dominate games with sheer power, averaging over 25 points per game on an astoundingly high field goal percentage. On a Warriors team predicated on speed, ball movement, and perimeter shooting, Zion would bring an entirely new dimension. His ability to draw defenders in the paint could open up clean looks for Curry and Thompson, who thrive off catch-and-shoot opportunities. Imagine a Warriors offense where Curry orchestrates, Thompson spaces the floor, Draymond Green facilitates from the elbow, and Zion wreaks havoc in the post. This combination could be devastating for opposing defenses. Moreover, Zion's skill as a playmaker, an often underrated aspect of his game, aligns with Golden State's emphasis on unselfish basketball. Under Steve Kerr's motion-heavy offensive system, Zion could thrive as a passer when defenses collapse on him. He would effectively create a dual-threat scenario, scoring when given space and finding open shooters when double-teamed. However, acquiring Zion is not without significant risks. His career thus far has been plagued by injuries, with recurring issues surrounding his knees and conditioning. In a system as physically demanding as Golden State's, which requires players to run tirelessly both on offense and defense, questions arise about whether Zion's body can hold up over the grind of an 82-game season and a deep playoff run. Additionally, Zion's history of absences has raised concerns about his long-term durability. For Golden State, who has historically built their success on the availability and consistency of their core players, such an acquisition would need to be carefully evaluated. Another critical factor is how Zion would integrate with Golden State's established culture and roster dynamics. Stephen Curry, Klay Thompson, and Draymond Green have spent years building a cohesive, championship-tested unit. Bringing in a high-profile star like Zion could disrupt this chemistry if not handled carefully. However, the Warriors have shown an ability to adapt to new stars in the past, as evidenced by Kevin Durant's tenure with the team. Durant's arrival initially raised similar concerns, yet he fits seamlessly into Kerr's system, helping the Warriors win 2 championships. The question is whether Zion, who is younger and less experienced than Durant was at the time, could show the same level of adaptability. From a financial perspective, bringing Zion to Golden State would not be straightforward. His contract, valued at over $190 million through 2028, represents a significant investment. To acquire him, the Warriors would likely need to part with a combination of young assets, such as Jonathan Kuminga, Moses Moody, or James Wiseman, and future draft picks. This raises an important strategic question. Is it worth mortgaging the future for a shot at maximizing Curry's prime years? On one hand, Curry remains one of the NBA's most dominant players, and surrounding him with elite talent is essential to extending the Warriors' championship window. On the other hand, trading away young players and picks could leave the team in a precarious position once Curry, Thompson, and Green eventually retire or decline. For Zion, joining Golden State could represent a much-needed fresh start. His tenure with the New Orleans Pelicans has been marred by injuries, off-court controversies, and rumored tensions with the organization. A move to Golden State, with its established culture of excellence and veteran leadership, could provide him with the stability and structure necessary to reach his full potential. Steve Kerr's coaching style, which emphasizes accountability, teamwork, and player development, could be particularly beneficial for Zion. Under Kerr's guidance, players like Andrew Wiggins have revitalized their careers, proving that the Warriors system can bring out the best in talented but inconsistent players. Should the Warriors pursue Zion, they would need to offer a trade package compelling enough to convince the Pelicans to part ways with their former N01 overall pick. This would likely include a combination of young prospects, players like Jonathan Kuminga and Moses Moody, who have shown flashes of potential but have yet to fully establish themselves as consistent contributors. Golden State may need to include multiple first-round picks to sweeten the deal. Salary matching pieces. To match Zion's hefty contract, the Warriors might need to include veteran players with significant salaries, such as Andrew Wiggins. While such a trade would undoubtedly be costly, the potential upside of pairing Zion with Curry and Thompson could justify the price. Ultimately, the decision to pursue Zion comes down to one question. How much are the Warriors willing to gamble to maximize their championship window? With Curry still playing at an MVP level but nearing the twilight of his career, the team must balance the desire for immediate success with the need to maintain long-term sustainability. If Zion can stay healthy and reach his full potential, he could be the piece that puts the Warriors over the top, restoring them to their position as the NBA's dominant force. However, if his injury woes persist, the move could backfire, leaving the team with limited assets and a weakened future. If the Warriors were to acquire Zion Williamson, it would inevitably shift the balance of power in the Western Conference. Teams like the Denver Nuggets, Phoenix Suns, and Los Angeles Lakers have already established themselves as championship contenders. Zion's arrival in Golden State could create a ripple effect, forcing rival franchises to reevaluate their rosters and strategies. The Nuggets, led by two-time MVP Nikola Jokic, are a well-rounded team that thrives on their size and versatility. Zion's physicality and inside scoring could pose significant challenges for Denver's defense, while Golden State's perimeter firepower would test their ability to cover all areas of the court. The Suns, with their star-studded lineup featuring Kevin Durant, Devin Booker, and Bradley Beal, rely heavily on offensive firepower. Adding Zion to the Warriors would create an intriguing matchup: Golden State's inside-out approach versus Phoenix's mid-range mastery. The potential playoff series between these two teams could become an instant classic. Meanwhile, the Lakers, always in the mix as long as LeBron James and Anthony Davis are healthy, would face renewed pressure to counter the Warriors' new-look lineup. The addition of Zion would raise the stakes in the storied Warriors-Lakers rivalry, as both teams would likely meet in critical playoff moments. One of the biggest draws of Zion joining Golden State is the opportunity for him to develop within one of the NBA's most respected organizations. The Warriors are known for their player-centric culture, led by Steve Kerr, Bob Myers, if retained, and a leadership core that emphasizes discipline, work ethic, and camaraderie. Under Kerr, Zion could refine his game to become more versatile, particularly on the defensive end. The Warriors system demands that players contribute on both sides of the ball, and Draymond Green's mentorship could help Zion unlock his potential as a defensive force. Furthermore, playing alongside high IQ players like Stephen Curry and Klay Thompson would allow Zion to learn how to make quicker reads and improve his basketball IQ. The experience of competing in high-stakes games alongside championship-caliber teammates could accelerate his growth, both mentally and physically. The potential acquisition of Zion Williamson would undoubtedly dominate headlines and energize the Warriors' fan base. Dub Nation, already one of the most passionate fan bases in the league, would be ecstatic about the idea of pairing Curry's brilliance with Zion's highlight reel explosiveness. The marketing opportunities alone, Zion in a Warriors jersey, would generate immense hype and revenue for the franchise. However, the move would also come with scrutiny. Critics might question whether the Warriors are sacrificing too much of their future for a player who has yet to prove he can stay healthy. Media narratives around Zion's injury history and potential would likely intensify, with every missed game scrutinized under a microscope. If a trade for Zion does not materialize, the Pelicans may opt to keep him and continue building around their young core, including Brandon Ingram and CJ McCollum. In this scenario, the Warriors would need to explore other options to strengthen their roster and remain competitive in a stacked Western Conference. The Pelicans' decision to hold on to Zion could also fuel his determination to prove himself as the franchise cornerstone. This, in turn, would make future matchups between Golden State and New Orleans even more compelling, as Zion would have something to prove against a team that expressed interest in him. The idea of Zion Williamson joining the Golden State Warriors is a high-risk, high-reward proposition. On one hand, Zion's unique skill set and immense potential could transform the Warriors into an unstoppable force, extending their championship window and creating unforgettable moments for fans. On the other hand, the risks surrounding his durability and the cost of acquiring him cannot be ignored. Ultimately, the decision would hinge on the Warriors' willingness to take a calculated gamble. With Stephen Curry nearing the twilight of his career, the franchise faces a critical juncture. Double down on the present and aim for more titles, or prioritize long-term stability. Whatever choice they make, it will define the Warriors' legacy for years to come. For Zion, a fresh start in Golden State could represent the perfect opportunity to silence doubters and fulfill his superstar potential. Whether or not this dream scenario comes to fruition, the mere possibility of Zion donning a Warriors jersey is enough to ignite the imagination of basketball fans everywhere. Kai Sotto's journey is a testament to the power of dreams and perseverance. From his humble beginnings in the Philippines to the global stage, he's inspiring a generation of young athletes. Meanwhile, the Golden State Warriors face their own challenges in maintaining their dominance. Whether they make a bold trade or continue relying on their core, the next few months will shape their future. If you enjoyed this deep dive into basketball's most compelling stories, don't forget to like this video and subscribe to the channel. Let's keep rooting for greatness, whether it's the Warriors chasing another title or Kai Sotto paving the way for Filipino basketball players. Thank you for watching, and we'll see you next time.